Well, here it is now. It's all bolted up. I just got done painting it. You can see the difference. I used Ford red on it. I think when that dries, it's going to be pretty close to what that other was. And unfortunately, the treated sheet of plywood got wet today. We had 1.5 inch rain today. So anyway, that's going to have to sit in here and dry. It's egg treated, so I can paint it right away. But anyway, so there's where it is. So there's my 4x8 top now. And I'll kind of show you what I did here. Now all these pieces that go across, every single one of these, they're 46 inches. Because you got to allow for the 1-inch side and a 1-inch side. So it's 48 minus 2 is 46, so they're all 46. So from the outside of this to the outside of that is 4 feet then. Okay? So there's 7 of them at 46. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 7 of them. And then the inside is I welded carriage bolt tops. Because once you put plywood on this, you can't get to them. So I drilled the holes through. I added more holes to this thing. And then I welded the heads and I tapped them down with a hammer, tightened them up even with a nut on each side. And then I welded all of them. All these. All these. So it's even fastened down tight and everything now too. And then I used 1-inch angle iron. And then I cut it as wide as this deck, whatever that is. I don't know if it was 26 and 3/4 or something like that. I don't know what it was, but you can measure yours and then cut it accordingly. And I put carriage bolts in there, but you got to watch out where you put the carriage bolts, because when this carriage lays down, you don't want it binding on anything. So I didn't put any bolts in the center here. I started drilling a hole, as you can see, but then there's bracing there, so I just stopped. I didn't put no bolts in that center one. I'm not putting cars or anything on here. And then it's that down weight, Anything else will be in the center anyway. So everything's down weight. So, and then I was thinking on this side, see, it came with that ramp. But I was thinking, I was going to cap them corners right there. But then I thought, maybe you could slide something in there with an angle, and then you'd have a ramp. You could build a ramp. This thing's a couple inches off the floor, you got to go up. So that's why I didn't do that. I didn't cap them. So yeah, there it is. Now it's 4x8. I think it looks pretty cool. I think it should work just fine. So anyway. Okay, now the next step would be to paint this side of the plywood. This is the bottom sides, because I wanted to sand it side up, because this has got knots. So this will be the down side. I'll flip it over then and set it on there. So I'll paint the bottom first, let that dry, and then flip that over and set it on there. And yeah. So anyway, the bolts I used was 5/16 by 1.5 inches. But I think you could go 1 inch on them, on all of them. Wire fed everything together. So, and then I bought, So here they are, 5/16 by 1.5. And then I used a flat washer, lock washer, and a nut on it. And I also bought these type of screws to fasten the wood down. First of all, I bought brand new number 2 Phillips. And then I bought these type of screws. They're 1 7/16 for a 3/4 inch. It's self-drilling screws, wood to metal, 1 7/16. You kind of see what they look like in a way, because that way they'll countersunk down, and then they're not sitting on top where you can bump into them. Now paint over them. So yeah, so again, so yeah. Anyway, that's it. I'll put another video when I get her done. Bye.